Hi everyone, I hope you are doing great. Today I'll be interviewing an amazing business partner from Minnesota. Lovely Tigis. Hi Tigis. Thank you so much for joining Coffee and Cashflow Club.
Hi, Ellie.
Yay!
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So how have you been, my dear?
I've been doing good. I'm kind of losing my voice today, but I'm good. We can still do it. I'm here.
Oh, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you, and
Sure.
I hope you get better soon.
Yeah.
Of course. Before we dive into guests, we all know gratitude are important in our lives, right? They help us stay connected, grounded, and open to more and more abundance in our life. And if you don't mind, could you please share with us one thing you are truly grateful for?
Uh, my family.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
My
every single day you wake up and yeah, you just send them love and blessings and
yes, yes, they keep going, when they see them in the morning, like they give you like a reason to be doing what you're doing daily. So I'm very grateful for my family and my kids.
no, that's very powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And if you don't mind, could you please tell us a little bit about your background, what inspired you to start our franchise business, and what was your vision like when you started this high ticket business?
Sure, thank you. So my name is Tigist. I'm originally from all the way from East Africa, Ethiopia. So I came here actually in 2012, about like how many years now? 12, 13 years in the
Yes.
United States. So I had my bachelor's degree in computer science in Ethiopia. So after I came here, I found a good job. So it was good for an immigrant for myself, like I'm a black immigrant from Africa. But after I have my work permit and stuff, I was fortunate enough to find a good professional job. So I was very
Amazing.
thankful. So life was good, going more than expected, like the dream life, the American green pastures. So I was living my life, and I met my husband, and we got married, and I have my firstborn. He's now 10 years old. And then life kicks in. That's when the reality actually kicks in.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do now? Because in Minnesota, it's me, my husband, it's just my family. There's
Yeah.
nobody around,
Yeah.
no parent or grandparent, anything like anybody who can actually rely on. So I had to make a decision, do I raise my kid myself? Do I go back to, they only give you in USA 3 month maternity leave.
Mhm.
So you have to go back to your job or, figure out whatever that you have to do. So at that time, I worked hard to find a professional job. So
Yes.
I put my son to a daycare and continue working. But I didn't have a pleasant experience with,
Mhm.
the daycare system. Like my son was in multiple accidents, one being, the major accident. And even one time, I remember I was just sitting at my desk and I received this phone call from a daycare, and they told me to rush, because he had there was emergency regarding my son.
Oh
And I
no.
rushed back to the daycare, and imagine, like, it was like an hour and a half commute. So I don't even know how I got there, honestly.
What you have gone
I don't
through, yeah,
I don't
truly
even know
gets to
how
the
I drove, how I, like, I didn't even dare to ask my manager permission. Like, I just took off. Like,
oh,
and
I
then
hear you.
as soon as I got that phone call, then I got there, and my son had yes, it was a major accident because his lips all the way down. It was like hanging. They didn't even bother to take him to
Oh
emergency. Like,
no.
they were just waiting for me. So I rushed to the emergency. He got so many stitches. I was out of work for like 3 weeks, and he didn't also go to that daycare anymore. So that was the last day of that, daycare experience. So that was, me, like, you know what, this is serious. Like, I have to take care of my son, myself. And I started exploring, different kind of opportunities, like what can I do from home. Like, then I started learning about e-commerce, right?
Yeah.
So like I can sell my own product. Then I bought a course how to sell my own product, or my how to source products. So I go through the course, started.
It must have cost you a fortune, right? Because I know those courses are not
It
cheap
was
either, right?
exact, it was $999.
Okay.
So it was like Amazon FBA course. I
Yeah,
bought the course from this guy called Kevin Devitt. He's like an e-commerce guru. You can even YouTube him, like he has millions of subscribers on YouTube. So all before I actually bought his course, I was listening to all the free content
hmm
he was giving out, so it
yeah,
was still valuable. But after I put some trust, this guy, he knows what he's talking about.
sure.
And then I want to learn about it. Obviously, you have to pay, you have to learn everything. You cannot expect everything to be free.
Yeah,
So I invested in the course, which was almost $1,000, which was good. Like, it
hmm
guided me through the process of sourcing my product, talking to different suppliers, negotiating prices, like different kind of
for
skills
sure.
that you need as an online, business owner or as an e-commerce business owner. So I
Which products to select, even, right? They also actually walk you
exactly.
through, in terms of product selection.
Now that you mentioned that, there's different kind of subscriptions, even like I paid for this website called Jungle Scout. I just remember. So it gives you like different kinds of products that might be selling good on Amazon, like, the price range, in the price range that you want to sell in. Like it gives you like, these products can be, potentially good if you sell them
hmm
on Amazon. So I select, I go through all that process. There's a lot of process
I'm sure.
including product
Yeah.
selection. So yeah, I did that, sourced my first product, started selling on Amazon and also on my own website. Um, but yeah, I was not making any profit. I did that for a couple years.
For a couple of years. Oh, wow.
Because I'm not a quitter. If I start something,
Yeah.
like I have to see it through until the end, right? So there was a lot of roadblocks and stuff, but like, quality problems, like a lot of things start emerging once you actually fully start running
For
your
sure.
business. But I learned a lot, even though
Mhm.
I was not profitable. Like that gives me, okay, oh, like this is what online business is. That's like an eye opener, because that's how I started my online business journey. Although I was not,
TK,
yeah,
sorry to interrupt you, my dear. Just wanted to know if they offered any mentorship program. Was there a coach that would walk you through, every single step of the process? I'm just curious.
great question. I bought a course. That was all I got. A
Oh,
course.
wow.
That's it. Here is the course. It was like a
You
transaction.
go figure it out on your
You go
end.
figure
And
it
if you
out.
had any questions, who would have you contacted?
No, nobody. Like it's
Nobody.
a
Oh.
course. Like the what I bought is a course. It guides you, it tries to guide you step by step. But
Mhm.
obviously, you'll have a bunch of questions,
There's no
especially
one to answer your
there was
questions,
no one
right?
to ask. Yeah. So if you have like the course is good, like it gives you like basic information, the process, do this, do that. But if you have any questions, YouTube and Google is your best friend. So there's pretty
Mhm.
much nobody to
Okay.
to hold your hand and guide you through that. That would have been amazing. That would have saved me a lot of headache. Maybe that would have make me successful in that
Successful.
e-commerce business
Yeah.
because
Because they have already been there, they have already done it, and they can just
exactly.
share, their experiences with you and make sure that you are not, repeating the same mistakes.
Exactly, exactly. It doesn't mean just because I'm not successful in that business, in the e-commerce or trying to sell my own brand or my own product, it doesn't mean there are not other people that are, successful doing that.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
as a person who has no experience or whatsoever, trying to figure out everything by myself, it was not easy. But at the same time, I was not even profitable. I was breaking even.
Even. Yeah.
There's a lot of inventory cost, quality check cost. Amazon, they have their own fee. So it was a mess. So
Did you also have to deal with logistic issues? I know they are very complicated. I'm
of
just
course,
curious. Yeah.
sometimes, people return. I also had a patent issue with another seller on Amazon because I was kind of selling similar product and they end up having a patent for it. So like I was in a big trouble.
Oh my
So
God.
it was a mess.
I
But
can, yes, imagine.
I'm so glad that I had, that experience because like it gives you a resilience. It gives you, you learn that everything is not going to be easy when you start a business. So there are going to be roadblocks. Um,
Yeah.
the funny thing that you mentioned that like I was watching, Shark Tank. Do you watch that show? Do you
Oh my God, I'm in
I,
love with that show.
I,
Yes.
I it was like a couple days ago.
Yes.
I was actually, and it reminds me of my e-commerce experience. These people come with this fancy, product idea or they create
Yeah.
something and they say, they have been doing the business, they have been selling it, for a couple years or a year. And
Yeah.
they say, we like, what's your revenue? They say like, we have like 300,000 in sales, 500,000 in sales. But are when they ask, are you profitable? They're not.
They're not.
They are
Yes.
making zero profit. I'm like, what's going on? You're making a lot of sales.
Yeah.
You're mentioning all these big numbers.
And you
But
have already established a reputable brand,
yeah,
right? But you're not even
but
making
and
any
you have been
profit.
running the business for like 2 years, but they're not making some of them are even in the negative. They're not even making any money. And I'm like, it
Yeah.
reminds me of, my
It was
e-commerce.
mind blowing.
It's
Yes.
mind blowing. Like we are in a gold mine. Currently our business is a gold
Yeah.
mine. So these
Mhm.
people are not even giving up. They are just trying to be profitable in the next 3 to 5 years, or maybe, more than that. So I'm like, people should take this business seriously.
Yeah.
They should take this business seriously. We start earning huge amount of, profit and commissions pretty much at the initial stage of our business. So it's not even comparable. So
Yeah. And we don't even need to worry about holding inventory, fulfilling the orders, shipping the products. Why? Because our, mother company has warehouses all over the world, and we don't deal with any of, those complicated stuff, which
exactly.
is amazing.
This is what makes you grateful, especially when you have that experience in the e-commerce and
Yeah.
what it actually needs to be successful. It makes you really grateful. Like you're gonna treasure what you have
Yeah.
because you have that experience. So like I'm really, really grateful for my business that I've been doing this for the past 6 years now.
Yeah, to add to what you just mentioned, I was actually doing a research and before I started my own business and my own experience, and I realized that more than 90% of the startups never see a profit, and only 10% would hit that $1 million, revenue in sales, which is crazy, right? We have a lot of people without any business degree, without any, background relevant to, let's say, social media marketing. They are already millionaires, right? They
So
used to
yeah,
do two, three different jobs, and they were able to quit all those jobs and, generate lovely,
absolutely.
yes,
I've worked with a
benefit.
lot of people also that were able to, quit their jobs or reduce their hours a lot. And they are also in the process of quitting their job. So they just have to be sure that, like they are making money, but they just
Yeah.
have to be sure that, that security, because they have been in the 9 to 5 world for so long.
Mind.
Sometimes it's, hard to let go, even though their business is very profitable. So I've worked with a lot of people like that also. And yeah, we're very grateful.
Amazing. Yeah. And what made you trust our business model 100% with so many scams out there? What gave you the confidence to move forward with this high ticket business model?
I think the step-by-step process itself helped me to trust the business, because it's not like, start a business and invest right away. It's not like that. You have to
Mhm.
learn, you have to take, the initial training first. There's a membership fee which is refundable for 1 month. You can study the business model. So that gives you like, these people, they trusted themselves to be able to refund you whatever that they're paying them. It's just a small fee, which is 149, the membership fee, but they're
Yeah.
even willing to refund you. if you feel like
Yeah.
business is not for you, even after you take the initial training. So, with my previous business, I bought the course. That's it. There's no refund because the course is delivered to you. It was
Yeah.
1,000, almost $1,000. And then it's just an online
There was no refund
transaction.
policy.
There was no refund policy because
Policy.
it's
Oh,
just
wow.
digitally delivered to you,
Mhm.
right? So that there's no refund policy because all sales are final. So, but this business, it gives you, you're not even spending $1,000 at first. You're just spending a 149 to get your membership, to get your training, to get into our online business community. We have a group of thousands and thousands of people, and to see what everybody else is doing. So it gives you this step-by-step process and for the ability to be able to do your own due diligence and research on the company, the
Yeah.
compensation plan, and the ability for you to have a one-on-one coaching call, a Zoom coaching call with a
Yeah.
coach. There was
Yeah.
nobody that coached me one-on-one on my previous business.
To review all the options, all the strategies, and
Exactly.
they help you pick the right one, the one that fits your budget and your working hours. That's actually a wonderful asset, yes, to this
And
that
that's also
30-day
ongoing,
trial.
right? So even the mentorship and the coaching is not just a one time, it's
Yeah.
ongoing, even it continues after you start the business because it is a fact. You're not, it's everything is not going to be rainbows. There are going to
Yeah.
be roadblocks and learning curves. And then having that someone to be able to call and just ask, I'm doing this, like, what do I do? Like, I'm confused. And then that
Yeah.
person jumps in to help you, it's very valuable. So, this process just helps you to trust the business. And that's why we end up having, like, when I started the business, there were only, even in our private group, 11,000 people. In our private group, now we have more than 240,000 people in our mentorship group. So that tells you, the number actually tells you that people actually trust it and
Yes.
go with it. Yeah.
100%. And for myself, when I realized that the mother company that we have partnered with has been making billions of dollars in revenue, right? And over half of that number actually comes from the online sales. I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, that's where I want to be, right? That's where, because you look at all those other successful people who have already generated millions of dollars, and you're like, I can be one of them, right? As long as I just plug into the same system, to the same proven system and platform, and I just follow the step-by-step training, I can have the exact same result.
Absolutely. The fact that we are able to do this fully online, like, the selling process, it's all automated. We have a backend system. We use a sales funnel system, email marketing system that automatically uh, pretty much do the sale for us. So we're not out there begging friends and family, to buy products from us.
Yeah.
We don't do all that. So, the system is very proven and effective, and that's why it's helping thousands of people, start a business online with ease, with the help of the system, the training, the products, the mentorship.
Thank you so much. As a mother of three, lovely three kids, how has this automation helped you to stay, with your kids, enjoy them growing up, not having to rush out the door in the morning, sit in traffic, spend 8 to 10 hours at the office while you are missing out those precious moments, with your kids. Can you just tell us a little bit of your experience?
Absolutely, because my kids are at the end of the day my reason to be able to do this in the first place. If it was
Yeah.
just for me, my 9 to 5 was okay. I was okay. I was making an okay money, like it was good. But the reason that I am even in this business is because of my kids, because it gives me flexibility to take care of them, to be able to spend time with them. So, like I told you, I don't know if I told you, I quit my job within 8 months of starting this business because that's when I surpassed my
So
corporate
proud of you.
salary. Yeah, because that was my goal. Like when you have a clear goal, because I wanted to be able to quit because, You know,
Yeah,
I love the flexibility or allocating my own hours. Like I'm not lazy. I work hard, but I
yeah,
want to work hard on my own time or at my own schedule.
exactly.
Like I want to eat lunch whenever I want to eat lunch. Like not like for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, lunch break. So but it gives me that flexibility to be able to run my business on my own at my own pace. At the same time, take care of my family, take care of my kids. So I'm very,
And
very
create a legacy that could be passed on to your kids in the future,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely, absolutely. So, like I told you earlier at the beginning of our, discussion, that gives you the drive, like you're building something, you're building an empire for the generation and for your kids. So it gives you the daily push that you need to keep going. But at the same time, it's like a part-time business. I don't want to call it part-time because this is my full-time income. But at the same time, I don't spend the whole 8 hours on my desk,
Yes.
like
At the
whenever.
computer.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly, because that's all about the system that we have at the back end. Once you set up your system the right way and the proven way, it's just automatic. The sales start coming automatically, buyers start coming automatically. So it's been a breath of fresh air running this business for the past 6 years.
And you have been killing it. Keep up the great work. I'm super proud of you.
So much.
And for those who are still on the fence and skeptical about, starting and scaling an online business, do you have any final words for those people?
Oh, yeah. Because, skepticism is natural, right? Because especially in the online space, people don't know us. Like they only know us through social media, through the contents or the videos that we share, but they didn't have that one-on-one interaction in a person to person. So sometimes it's very hard to trust someone that you see on social media. Uh,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, you have to make a decision, but informed decision. You just don't jump into something blindly. You do your due diligence, of course. So the first step is to watch a free webinar. You don't pay anything for it, right? It's a free
Yeah.
information session. We have a long version, we have a short version, because
Version.
some people don't even want to spend an hour and a half on a webinar on a training.
Totally. That's why I always share the 20-minute webinar with them as well.
Exactly, exactly. If you're really, really committed, watch the full webinar, the 90-minute webinar, right? But if you're like short in time, you just want like a squeezed information,
Yeah.
like we also have a 20-minute webinar. So they can watch that webinar and then, okay, if they are convinced enough, there's also a lot of testimonials. We have volunteers that come in live every Tuesday and every Thursday.
Yeah.
These are volunteers, they are
Twice a
not
week.
paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're not paid because we have thousands of people in the business. They're happy to volunteer and share their experience to other people so that they can also come in and be part of this opportunity. So you can also hear from, real people that are getting real results from the business. And then if you are convinced enough, then you can pay the refundable membership fee, which is 149. And when they pay the 149, they get their initial set of training. We call it a pre-coaching videos. It talks about the company that we work with, the compensation plan, and different strategies and products to start your business with. And then if you want to start your business, you book your one-on-one coaching call and you move forward. For whatever reason you don't want to start your business, you get your refund.
Yeah,
So we don't get a lot of refunds, people,
yeah,
because once people come into the business and see the potential in the opportunity in the
yeah,
products that we work with, they fell in love and they start
yeah.
the business just like we did. So,
Yeah, exactly.
so we
And
have
even those people who ask for a refund,
they
I
come
would say
back,
95% of the time, yes,
come
they would
back.
come back. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it's just so unique and nothing beats this system. That's why they
yeah.
always see the potential. And it also really depends on the fact that if you are ready, if you have the finances, if you can really commit yourself. Sometimes people are like, oh, I already have a 9 to 5 job, which is draining my energy, and I'm not able to invest time and energy in a business, but they are not paying attention that it has been designed in a way that you can you definitely have the flexibility by spending 1 2 hours. There is no quota that you have to meet, right? There is no pressure and your progress will never be taken away from you. That's the beauty of it. Each person has their own journey
Yeah, absolutely.
and they're not really comparing themselves to others.
Now that you mention it, because that's a lot of people's excuse, like I might not have enough time. I'm already
Yeah,
busy. I started my business while still having my corporate job
yeah,
and still having a
yeah,
kid, a 3-year-old to take care of.
yeah,
So if you really want the change, it's about like how committed and serious you are to change your life, right? I was committed 100% because I didn't like, the lifestyle that I was living. So I was committed. So whatever time that I find, you have to find the time. Time is not gonna find you. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna say, "Oh, I'm free time. Here, grab me." It's not gonna say that because you're always busy. So you have to find time, maybe 30 minutes here, an hour there. Like you just have to squeeze this business into your life. And then maybe in the future, for myself, for example, 8 months after, I was able to actually surpass my corporate salary and quit my job. So if you're serious enough, you're going to find the time because it's something that you can run part-time, right? So,
yeah.
yeah,
It all goes back to that vision, that needs to be crystal clear, and you'll do no matter what to achieve, all those goals that you have put out there. The
absolutely,
persistency, consistency, they are very important.
absolutely.
Okay, my dear, thank you so much. It was amazing to have you here. I truly appreciate you. You are an amazing soul. Please keep shining, and we'll definitely schedule another meeting sometime soon.
We will. Thank you. Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you. Have
me.
a lovely day. Wish you all the best. Take
Bye.
care. Bye
Bye.
for now. Bye.